1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay.
Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to Elcho Park here in Lara for the broadcast of this FFA Cup preliminary round game between two sides with very contrasting backstories. It's Elcho Park Cardinals and St Kevin's Old Boys. The Cardinals, who compete in the Geelong Region Football Association, were emphatic winners of the local Division 3 Grand Final last season, while St Kevin's, in Football Victoria's State League 5 East, are coming off a respectable 6th place finish in their division last term. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Steve Curtin and I'm joined by someone who's no stranger to Cup football. And it's a very warm welcome to you, Mr. Craig Filer.
Good afternoon, Steve. Welcome to a wet and windy and blowy Elcho Park for this preliminary round of the 2020 FFA Cup game, which thoroughly looking forward to. It's been a long pre-season for everybody and it all kicks off today.
Okay, thanks, Craig. So we'll look at the team news now, and for the host, it's Elcho Park Cardinals, and they are coached by Jamie Nogler. In goal is the youngster number 38, Jake Vasilevsky. The outfield players is including the two co-captains, Harris Sulemi and Adam Nogler, and the other players in the starting 11, Michael Radojevic, Luke Wilson, Daniel Starcevic, Jack Zivic, Alan Paleka, Daniel Herseg, Luke Pinju and Thomas Pinju. For the visitors, St Kevin's Old Boys, and they're coached today by Jimmy Rooney. In goal, it's the number 1, Dale George, and the outfield players, Brad North, Kiefer Gordon, Jared Casey, Daniel Diamond, Peter Vlahos, Jack Quinn, Charlie Kenahan, Nick Keogh, Jaden Gam and Josh Colosimo. And as the Cardinals are just posing for a team photo, for kickoff. And the men in the middle today, our match officials, the man with the whistle is Mr. Daniel Ortiz, his assistants, Gordon Wang and Ben Robertson. And what are your thoughts going into this game, Craig? It's an interesting matchup. Obviously, you don't get to see teams from a local association, such as Geelong, going up against state league opponents too frequently. So it's an intriguing clash for me.
Yeah, it is, Steve. Obviously, the Cardinals have come off the back of winning every game, I think, in League 3 in the Geelong district, coming up against the more experienced St Kevin Old Boys. Which, interesting fact before we kick off, is the coach for St Kevin's Old Boy is the ex-Scotland international Jimmy Rooney, who represented Scotland against Australia. Sorry, he represented Scotland, but also represented Australia in the 1974 World Cup. So I'm sure Jimmy's got some things up his sleeve to make us difficult. But it's going to be a good game. It's a very much experienced side, as I said, with St Kevin's against the much younger side in the Cardinals. So yeah, interesting matchup.
It is, and as you said, Craig, Elcho Park Cardinals last season in the league stage of the season played 18, won 16 and drew 2, and then going on to have a memorable 5-0 win over Corio in the Division 3 Grand Final out there at Drysdale last September. And for St Kevin's last season, they managed to get 9 wins out of their 22 games with 8 draws. Now, they're without some of their leading goal scorers from last season as well. Andrew Fehervari is away, I believe he's climbing a mountain in Argentina, Craig. Isn't that something that you fancy doing yourself today?
At least it's warm. Yeah, at least it's warm, and it's probably a good place to be today.
All right, so we're just preparing for kick-off now, and it's going to be the visitors getting us underway. They're in the navy blue kit with the white socks and the green and gold trim on the jersey, and they're going to be playing from the right to the left of your screen at home. We hope you're enjoying this one. We are live and interactive on Facebook and Twitter as well. The hashtags FFA Cup and Magic of the Cup. And Craig, we'll be hoping to see some of that magic on the field today between these two teams who are very excited to be involved in a live broadcast today. Waiting for the official to get us underway. For the first half. Hopefully the players are not too rusty after the off-season. I know St Kevin's have had the opportunity to play 3 practice games so far. Keogh involved now, playing it inboard. Cardinals win it back. This is Kenahan for Keogh. Colosimo playing in centre back today in the orange and black boots. Plays it up the field. It's a header won by Jack Quinn. And it runs out on this near side in front of us. Throw to be taken by Jack Zivic for the Cardinals. Zivic with the throw. This is Quinn. Quinn coming up the left wing here. It's a right-footed player lining up out wide on the left at the moment. Cardinals go long. It's a header by Colosimo. And it's picked up by the keeper. It's Dale George. It's a long distribution. And the free header there by Thomas Pinju. Went behind him. And here's a chance for Brad North, the number 2. For St Kevin's. It's a good sliding challenge by Michael Radojevic there, the number 4 for the Cardinals. And the Cardinals can build here. This is the youngster Harris Sulemi, one of the co-captains, getting involved in the long sleeves today. You wouldn't think you would see the long sleeves coming out in February in Victoria, but, well, it's the kind of weather we've been dealt today. I think thunderstorms came through the Geelong area last night, but the pitch has held up pretty well here. There's a chance for St Kevin's, but a good challenge there. Thomas Pinju was in the right place. Paleka out to Salami, directing traffic, plays it over the halfway line, it's turned over. This is North, comes inboard, Colosimo. So touch there for Jack Zivic. The two Jacks going at it, Jack Zivic and Jack Quinn. And free kick goes the way of the latter for St Kevin's. It's a little bit of breeze around so far, Craig. It might affect the audio for the viewers at home, so we do apologise for that. But hopefully the weather will stay pleasant for this one. And here's another chance for Jack Quinn. It's blocked. And the second shot's a good save. And the flag's up there for an offside decision. But some encouragement there for Jimmy Rooney's man. It's a good save by the youngster Jake Vasilevsky. Had to get down low.
Yeah, great save from the young keeper there, who's come back into the club over the last couple of days. I think is an ex North Geelong MPL player from a few years ago, and decided to give it up with school and education, and has now come back. And I think there's probably 3 or 4 of the Cardinal players that have come back over the last week or so. So be a good test for them today, and you can also already see that St Kevin's are looking to get that ball forward as quick as they can, and great save from the young keeper there.
Yes, just yesterday that was announced on social media, Jack Vasilevsky coming back to the club, where he played some of his junior football after a stint at Stead Park, Geelong Soccer Club. And be Zivic to get us back underway with the throw. The diminutive figure throwing into the wind. And it's Quinn again. It's a good contest between those two there. Zivic and Quinn. And St Kevin's get us back underway. And the first touch a little bit too heavy there from Brad North. It runs out just in front of our commentary position, so still 0-0 here early in this one. There's a chance for Daniel Herseg. This is Paleka now on the ball. And to Salami. He's looking for Luke Wilson on the far side. And Wilson will take the throw in front of the recently updated players' change rooms facilities here at Elcho Park. And Salami wants to get around his opponent. And the cross comes in towards the back post. It's well headed away though by Kiefer Gordon. Some conjecture as to who will take the throw. It's going to be a Cardinals throw. So we must point out that the Elcho Park Cardinals are the community club component here at Elcho Park, also home of the NPL juggernaut North Geelong Warriors. So we'll try our best, but if we do accidentally refer to Elcho Park Cardinals as North Geelong today, I'm sure me and Craig may just do that at some point, and we apologise in advance. Who have you liked so far? Craig, is fairly even start to this one?
Yeah, fairly even, Steve. I think everybody's just finding their feet a little bit here. I think it'll take 10 or 15 minutes to warm up. We are only 5 minutes into the game, but the first corner here for the Cardinals, looped in. Difficult one for the keeper in swinger with the wind with him as well. So it was a great ball into the box. But yeah, this will take a couple of minutes to open up, I'm sure.
So it was Luke Wilson taking the corner there, the former Hoppers Crossing and Lara player, now lining up for the Cardinals. He had a good season with the club last year. Takes the in-swinger again towards the back post. It's really testing out the goalkeeper. And Dale George was up to the task. And we kind of have a slight pause for, it's like an injury to one of the Cardinals players. Last season, Luke Wilson, 7 goals for the Elcho Park Cardinals, number 7. And we're back underway. This is Colosimo on the ball now, playing it into midfield. Chance for the number 10, Charlie Kenahan. Still he goes, and he's won the free kick for St Kevin's. So looking to get the ball up the other end of the park after doing their share of defending in the last few moments.
Yeah, I think the pitch is going to play a little bit of a part in this today as well, Steve. It is very slippery out there. We have had a hell of a lot of rain over the last 24, 48 hours. The pitch is, whilst it's holding up very well, it is going to be very wet and heavy underfoot. So I think the players just need to be mindful of that when they're going in for their tackles today. Otherwise, there'll be a lot of free kicks.
There's North on the ball now for St Kevin's. Quinn comes inside. There's Kenahan. This is Casey out wide. Gam out there, the number 13. This is North going all the way back to Colosimo. It's a deep ball in, but that's easy. Jake Vasilevsky, he looks the part out there, I have to say. Good distribution out to Adam Nogler. Scored a bucket load of goals for this team last year. This is Paleka. Good contest in midfield between these two sides.
Yeah, great hands from a keeper again there. Real solid hands. Came and collected the ball and a quick throw out. Started the attack with Nogler. We tried to find the far wide player there, but it just didn't come off. But good goalkeeping and good start.
It's Quinn for St Kevin's. Comes inside. This is Kenahan. Turns it over though. And it was Daniel Herseg went to ground.
Yeah, well played from Daniel there. He looked for that. He sort of lost the ball and got his body in between the ball and the player, and the number 10 for Charlie Kenahan. Unfortunately gave the free kick, but well played from the young lad there.
Yeah, good use of the body. And he's going to dust himself off and take the free kick himself. Daniel Herseg just dinks it into the box. Goes around the penalty area. And it's very nearly, yes it is the early goal. It's gone in. And the Cardinals take the lead. It was a real goal-mouth scramble. And the keeper did his best but couldn't hang on to it. And it looks like it's being credited to the number 9, Daniel Starcevic, from the closest of margins to the goal line, steering it home. Cardinals take the lead over St Kevin's. Here's North. So there you go, Craig. Good start now for the Cardinals.
Yeah, great start, and as I said, it was won the free kick in the middle of the park and took the free kick himself and put a great ball into the box, and just waiting for the attacker to head the ball and got his head to it. Unfortunately, the goalkeeper couldn't quite keep it out, and the follow-up was in the back of the scrappy finish, but a great header and a great delivery. So sets up the game nicely. 9 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock for the goal, and I'm sure that'll get the big support of the North Geelong Warriors on the far side. I think that'll get them going now. The beers are starting to sink in.
That's right, the Warriors have been in action playing a practice game for their NPL side directly before this one. The pitch has held up quite well, actually, considering the amount of traffic on it and the storms that did pass through the Geelong region last night. We saw images of Stead Park, home of a rival NPL club, was flooded and underwater yesterday at around 6 p.m. and their practice game had to be shifted to Myers Reserve in Bellpost Hill, which is the home ground of the Geelong Rangers Soccer Club. So we do apologise for the any interference from the wind into the FX microphones at the moment. Now here's Luke Wilson. Good challenge there by Charlie Kenahan. Wilson wins the throw for the Cardinals. Harris Salemi to take it. Here's Salemi again. Wants to play it in towards the penalty area. Cut out by Colosimo, and he's lost out though. And St Kevin's just can't quite string it together at the moment. Chance for Quinn, though. He's been one of the brighter sparks so far for St Kevin's Old Boys. Just as I say that, the commentator's curse. He's lost possession. Kiefer Gordon back to his keeper. The wind does pick up. The wind is coming from the south now, so it will favour the direction that the Cardinals are playing to at the moment in this first half. And St Kevin's come into the area. It's a volleyed attempt by Nick Keogh. He was over the bar and he was offside. Better moment there for St Kevin's Old Boys.
Yep, I'm not sure whether they got away with that. I think it might have been a free kick in the middle of the box on Luke Pinger, but I'm sure if he worked a little bit harder and was a little bit quicker, that opportunity might not have possessed itself. But another good attack from them, but unfortunately he's offside. But Elcho look good. They got a very experienced number of players in the squad, and they've got some young kids who've come through the NPL ranks, as I said here. So it's tasting up to be a real good game, this one.
It's a good forward foray there from Casey, Jared Casey. He's won the throw left to the corner flag. You just wonder if St Kevin's Old Boys might employ the longer throw here. They don't have a lot of height in the box today. There's Nick Keogh. He's one of the targets in there, though. This one can't find him. Chance for Nogler to play it long. It's come straight off the back of the earlier goal scorer, Starcevic. And here's the other number 9, is Quinn. Looking for options. It's Gordon. Kenahan. Looks to change direction. He thought he might have won the free kick. Well, he has. The whistle did eventually come. So, good bit of skill from Kenahan. A change of direction. A bit like you in your younger days, Craig.
I'd still be changing direction now, Steve. Not a chance. The Titanic turned quicker than I did. But free kick on the 25 yards out here. I would imagine they're going to have a goal here and put the young keeper under pressure. See how he possesses with this one now.
This is Josh Colosimo standing over it. Looks like he'll just dink it in. He's gone for the shot. It's just over the bar. Not a bad attempt by Colosimo, but it whizzed over and into the car park here at Elcho Park.
Yeah, good effort. Probably should have kept it down. Obviously should have kept it down, but probably should have kept it on the floor a little bit and put the goalkeeper under pressure, because it is going to be very slippery off the surface, and anything into the keeper's hands you need to be following up today, because there's going to be plenty of chances for them.
Just 15 minutes into this one, we'll just look at the subs for both sides. And for Elcho Park Cardinals, we've got Liam Saric, Ivan Luberic and Tommy Krasic, along with Thomas Orsulic. And St Kevin's Old Boys have Tim Smart, Henry Waters, Richard Smart and Suryan Hammond. This is Kia on the ball. And North into the area. It's way too far ahead of Peter Vlahos. Vasilevsky goes long. It's testing out the defence of St Kevin's Old Boys, but Jaden Gam was equal to the task to win the header. And here's Nick Keogh. Just lacking a little bit of width when they're in the middle of the park at the moment is St Kevin's Old Boys. Out wide now they go. And Jared Casey is looking to find Vlahos, who he certainly let Casey know where he wanted that one, but it scooted through on the wet surface to Vasilevsky. Again he goes long. Colosimo sticks the boot out. He's going to head it back, and there was impending trouble there as Daniel Starcevic was looking to intercept the headed back pass. Safely runs through to Dale George. It's a big rainmaker of a kick there. This is Wilson. And a chance now for Sulaimi. If he can run that one down. Needed to be Usain Bolt to make that one, though. It's got the breeze coming from the south, as we were saying before, and it just took off.
Yeah, keeping the ball on the floor I think is key today. Keeping that ball whipping around the pitch on, like I said, it's a wet, slippery surface and the ball will travel quick. But any long balls from left to right, as you're viewing, we'll just go with the wind. Interesting to see how St Kevin's line up. We said earlier on that they're missing one of their key players. They're also missing their star player, and that's Cameron Payne, the brother of Western United's Connor Payne. He's out injured after hyperextending his knee last week, so he's out today. So it'll be interesting to see how they go with 2 or 3 players missing from the starting squad today.
Yes, they're certainly missing some goal-scoring prowess. And Cameron Payne managed to find the net 4 times in just 6 games last season. This is Gordon, back to his keeper in George. George looks to switch the play. It's cut out though by Paleka. And yes, it's slippery out there. He's really testing out Dale George's skills, both feet and hands at the moment. He's almost got a casual demeanour. And he just punts that one up the field. It's almost a little bit AFL style. Vlahos wins the header. This is Jared Casey. The number 5 there, Daniel Diamond. Vlahos out wide. And Radojevic wins the header. Chance for Kenahan. And good bit of play here, Daniel Herzeg. Again, that one runs a bit long, but it was good play in the centre of the park by the youngster, Daniel Herzeg.
Yeah, I think he'd been offside anyway. I think it just got rolled out to the goalkeeper. I think the linesman here was just about to put his flag up, so just need to time those runs a little bit up front. Maybe he's getting on a bit, and maybe those runs are not as easy to make as they were 10 years ago.
Just notice the number 4 playing out wide on the right. Jared Casey is getting more and more involved in the game, and Cardinals will need to keep an eye on his movements down that flank. Now, as we say, we are live and interactive. Please use the hashtags FFA Cup and Magic of the Cup to join the conversation. Also, we'd love to hear your comments on the stream here on the Facebook page for the FFA Cup. We will do our best to get back to any questions. Perhaps you're watching from one of the other many games that are going on around Victoria in this competition this afternoon. You might have a score update, or you might be watching from the other side of the world. Please get in touch. I'd love to hear your feedback. What do you think of the game so far? And what do you predict for this second half? And it's a bit of an error there for St Kevin's Old Boys as Jaden Gam couldn't keep the ball in, and Luke Wilson will wander over to take the throw for the Cardinals.
Yeah, it's probably not where you want to make a mistake right in front of the North Geelong Warrior supporters there, because they'll be making sure they're here in that little corner of the pitch.
So plays continuing here, and it's good interception though, much needed. Michael Radojevic, he's someone who reads the game very well. Vasilevsky, good skills by foot, good header by Colosimo, and then the next header's won by Adam Nogler, and Colosimo working overtime back there. It's in some deep breath to get onto that ball and play it up the field. Here's Quinn now, looks to cut back. He's got the big strapping around the knee, or more of a brace if you like, but he's done well there, Quinn. Looks to play the little reverse pass. There's Vlahos, the flag's up, but it may have actually been for a different player. Vlahos and North were both in the position. North was making the forward run. He may have even been on, but nonetheless the decision is offside.
Yeah, great play from young Jack Quinn there. Held the ball up, waited for the connection with the defender, and then rolled his body and played a great ball in. But unfortunately, he was offside. But he looks the outlet for them on this left hand side as we look. Certainly looks as if he's got something about him.
This is Colosimo. Back to Gordon. And in the end, it's out off Kenahan. Kenahan sporting a pair of gold boots in centre midfield today.
Yeah, you need to be a good player to play in gold boots, mate. Yeah, black's the way. Anybody in coloured boots, they need to be good to wear coloured boots now.
And speaking of brightly coloured boots, there's a good bit of work there from Alan Paleka. He's wearing a pair of bright yellow.
Yeah, point taken.
Bright yellow moulded soles. He's won the free kick in a pretty good position for the Cardinals. Their manager, Jamie Nogler, will be happy with what he's seeing so far. A lot of instructions coming from the dugout from Ahmed Salami.
Yeah, another good position here. It's going to be the left footer, I think, who's going to put this one in.
It's Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson, yep.
We've seen the in-swinging corners from Luke, and now he's a player with good technical ability, good pace, can strike the ball well. And good free kick coming up here, maybe. Well, that's the definition of the commentator's curse there, Craig.
Yeah, absolutely. Hard and low there, I think, as I said earlier on. Hard and low into the keeper. We've also already seen him spill a few, so hard and low into the keeper and follow it up for the rebounds.
Well, wouldn't disagree with that one, and we've got a slight delay here. No, it's Quinn is coming over to the dugout to receive a drink of water. Just thought for a second it might have been a blood rule. He actually did leave the park for half a second. Yeah, and he gets some advice from the fourth official there. Don't cross the touchline when you would like a beverage. It's a bit like not jumping the line when you're ordering at the bar. Now it's a throw-in on halfway. Okay, still 1-0 here to the Elcho Park Cardinals into the 24th minute of this contest. FFA Cup preliminary round game. St Kevin's old boys with the work to do at the moment, and they're not going to get there like that, unfortunately. Nick Keogh controlled that one out over the line. Salami will take the throw. It's Keogh again. And Casey. And, it's just stuck over there on that far side at the moment. Craig, we've got some viewers from far and wide joining us today.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have, Steve. We've got no other than the left back here for St Kevin's Old Boys, which is Kiefer Gordon. Fair play to his dad, I presume it is, Richard, who's watching live from Glasgow, watching his son play in the St Kevin's in the FFA Cup. Welcome to the stream, Richard. I hope you're nice and warm over there in the UK. I know they've had some horrendous weather over the last couple of days, but good to see you tuning in.
Just watching that EPL fixture this morning between Wolverhampton and Leicester. It was quite windy, but that was the best forecast weather of the whole weekend to come for the matches in the British Isles on Saturday and Sunday. It could be quite windy, stormy, and comes the corner from the far side for St Kevin's, but it runs harmlessly through, and it'll be a goal kick to the Cardinals. We've got some other scores from around the grounds at the moment in the FFA Cup preliminary round. Deakin is trailing East Q 1 goal by the solitary goal, 1-0. And also at half-time, Breakwater and Castlemaine Goldfields locked at 1-1. Here's Quinn coming down the left, looking to get to the byline. He's done well here, Quinn. He's still in going. And here's a big chance for Vlahos, and what a save by Vasilevsky, and Vlahos follows up, and a good save, Vasilevsky again. St Kevin's can't believe they haven't scored there, but what a bit of play by Quinn down that left-hand side, Craig.
As I said a couple of minutes ago, I think he's the outlet for St Kevin's. Every time he gets the ball, he looks dangerous. Not sure how fit he is with his knee, but he certainly seems to be the player that, when the ball gets to him, he looks to really attack the young right back from the Cardinals. But just to mention again, what a great save from the keeper. I know he's a new signing that's come back to the club this week, but what a signing he is.
St Kevin's old boys looking to play out from the back now. But they've turned it over now. Here's a chance for Alan Paleka. Combines with Wilson. Herzeg with the cross. And there's a chance there. It was a golden opportunity for Adam Nogler. A man who knows how to find the back of the net. And he's missed his kick and fluffed his lines. And it's out for a goal kick.
Yeah, great chance, great ball in. Fantastic ball, hard and low across the box. Just needed a tap from young Nogler. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to do that, and the ball goes out for a goal kick.
Adam Nogler, 22 goals in the 14 games last year, so you wouldn't fancy giving him a similar chance again and getting away with it, like on that occasion.
Yeah, goal scorer certainly running the family with the Noglers. Brothers all do very well, and obviously Jamie and the seniors at North Geelong, their parent club. But yeah, Noglers everywhere.
Yes, there's never a Nogler far away when you're at Elcho Park. Now there's the flicked on header by Herzeg. And there's a chance now for Luke Pinju. And onto Luke Wilson, gets onto his left. Wilson with the shot, and it's unfortunately straight at the keeper, and a good save by Dale George, who had to try his best to keep his footing, and he caught that one as he was sort of falling to the ground. And does enough to keep the score at 1-0, but yeah, good chance there for Wilson.
Yeah, another great ball through from midfield, keeping it on the floor, in behind the defenders. And certainly Cardinals on top at the moment, and a shout for a penalty there, but it was never a penalty. But certainly Cardinals are well on top at the 30-minute mark.
Yes, Starcevic went down in the area. It was a reasonable shout, but not given by a match official. And strike there came in from Daniel Herzeg on the left peg. Well held by Dale George. He's getting a fair workout at the moment. The man in the royal blue t-shirt today. This is Keogh. And Kenahan. Has to go right down left and does enough to win the free kick. Good bit of skill from Kenahan. St Kevin's old boys in a hurry to take this one through North. Switches it to that far side to Quinn. Couldn't beat two. Gordon got the foot in there. So we're saying those scores from around the grounds that we have so far. Another State League 5 club, but from the West Division. It's Barwon, and they're leading Rosebud 3-1. That one's happening over on the Mornington Peninsula. Herzeg goes to ground, but still gets it to Zivic.
Yeah, Barwon, another team from the Geelong area, Steve. I think they brought in a number of new players this year. Very young squad. Dale Harris, their coach, did a good job last year with them, and I think they're looking to go one further in the league this year. But yeah, the FFA Cup, preliminary rounds up to round 3 or 4, a really good way of getting some match games under your belt before the season really starts, because it's OKP and friendlies, and but you're not really 100% in friendlies. But now they can start to get into game mode and getting ready for the season, and it's a good opportunity for the young players.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, Craig. It's a good initiative to come into the Football Victoria competitions in recent times. Something that some of us older guys wouldn't have minded in our playing days. The pre-season friendlies were never quite the same intensity without something to play for, the chance to progress and potentially have you a chance at a giant killing moment in this FFA Cup. And the flag goes up for offside there against Casey.
Yeah, and with the seasons appearing to be coming shorter and shorter, with at least less and less games every year. Certainly, in the NPL this year, the seniors only have up to 22 games. So to get some more games throughout the pre-season games in a competitive environment is far, far better. There's not enough of them.
And we've got the goal there. Casey with the cross. And it was flicked in. And the man was Keogh on the end of it. It was a good finish. And he's equalled the scoring here at Elcho Park. So it's come as a bit of a surprise to these Elcho Park Cardinals. But a good headed goal for St Kevin's. He had been threatening that from the wide areas. And it's a bit of toing and froing in the centre after that one, but a game that's been played in very good spirit so far.
Yeah, it just shows you, as we said a couple of minutes ago, Cardinals dominating the game and an attack, and nobody picking up the free man in the box and a free header into the corner, and it's 1-1 game on again after 34 minutes.
Right, so the Cardinals have a few more moments to take advantage of this breeze before they will be kicking into it when we change ends at half-time. Ball goes out there. You can see there's a good crowd gathered under the veranda. Very good spectator facilities here at Elcho Park. Salami, Wilson with the cross. It's a good area, headed by Colosimo. Here's Vlahos with the clearance.
How good is that to see on preliminary day of the FFA Cup, when you've got supporters and probably a couple of hundred over there, Steve? I would imagine.
That's right. Particularly teams like Elcho Park Cardinals playing in the divisions of the Geelong Regional Football Association don't get the chance to play in front of such huge crowds regularly, and you can imagine the same case for St Kevin's Old Boys, as we see Quinn looks to be in trouble, and he's just indicated to the bench that he'd like to be substituted. Comes across from Diamond, and there was a chance there. It was a good chance too, and it was Nick Keogh with the header. It looked like it actually maybe just skimmed sort of off his head and his shoulder and goes out for a goal kick. But yeah, it looks like bad news for Quinn at the moment, unless they can get him to hang on to half-time and then get some treatment. But no, he's indicating to the bench again there, Craig. Yeah,
I did say 5 or 10 minutes ago that he looked to be struggling on his knee, and it's a shame, young lad. He's had a really good positive impact on the game in the 35 minutes he's been on. It's a shame to see him go off, but he's obviously carrying some kind of injury there with his knee brace on. So yeah, looks as if there'll be a substitution any second.
You can see the subs warming up, so we're not sure who we'll see, but it's like the sub will happen before half-time. Here's Wilson on the opposite flank now, on the right. Got all the time in the world just to play it back. Radojevic. As the ball's played up forward. Pinja gets there first. Zivic. Wilson to Zivic. Kenahan playing it forward. Wilson again. He's got a bit of space to move into here. To play it in behind for Daniel Herseg. Herseg, they're all waiting for the cross. Oh, and the keeper's flapped at it. That's gone right across the penalty area. High drama. And we're going to see the sub now.
Yeah, shot some cross from Herseg there. I don't know. Well, it was obviously a cross. And, played with pace. Goalkeeper parried it, hit the crossbar, and out for a throw-in on the far side. But now we have the substitution coming on for St Kevin's.
Yes, and the player coming into the game is Surian Hammond. He's receiving his instructions, and unfortunately for Quinn, he's had to his afternoon ends early. Always difficult when you are carrying an injury such as that, where you had such a large knee brace that does affect the way you run, and then it looks like maybe a muscle strain, even as other parts of your legs can be put under more pressure than they should be. And that imbalance is not what you want at this time of year, or any time of year, really.
No, knees are particularly bad, and I can speak from experience, having had 3 cruciate ligament operations in my career, and it's never nice to see a young player with a knee brace on, and I'm actually going through it with my son as well at the moment, so it's a difficult time for everyone.
So yeah, we wish Jake Quinn a speedy recovery, and we hope that we can see him back out there by the start of the State League 5 East season for St Kevin's Old Boys. And good block there by Kenahan.
Yeah, good work from the 36-year-old Alan there. He's ex-Strathmore player, but certainly sitting there putting himself about. A little shake of the hands with the opposition player, but nothing wrong with that, just a full-hearted tackle.
Yes, he's been a standout so far, Paleka, in the base of midfield, and he likes to make those forward forays and always threatening to pull the trigger as well. Charlie Kenahan. This is Gam looking for Diamond. It's the substitute there, wearing the number 18. It's Hammond.
Just on St Kevin's Old Boys again. How good is it to see the likes of Jimmy Rooney still coaching at, I'm not sure what age he is, but he played for Australia in the 1974 World Cup, and he stood here on the touchline barking orders to his troops. But how good is it for someone who's played in that environment, Steve, to be coaching at this level?
Yes, you'd be just about in awe at training, Craig, turning up. Such a big name like that, who's a big part of Australian footballing history. So, yes, an interesting club, St Kevin's. They're celebrating 21 years this year, and they have a famous founding father as well.
They do, in the ex-pupil, I believe he was, and now Foxtel sports presenter in Michael Zapponi, who started the club up many moons ago.
And the cross came in there from the fresh legs. It's Hammond. Going behind.
It's actually a bit poor that he hasn't turned up today to give us a hand up here on the gantry, Steve.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be here by half time to come and join us. He in his natural habitat behind the microphone, but just not on a scaffolding tower usually.
Yeah, and much more plush rooms with no wind and rain coming straight at them.
That's correct. Here's Wilson. He's got the through ball here. Starcevic looking to play it across the goal. It was a clever ball. That's where you want it. Flushing across the goal face.
Yeah, I'd said the goalkeeper had a touch on that, and it should have been a corner from the referee there, but he's given a goal kick. But again, panicking a little bit in that last third. He had a time to get that out of his feet a little bit more. He had nobody really coming to him, so he could have took another touch and then put it into the goalkeeper. But gone out, goal kick.
Yes, he did have Adam Nogler approaching at the far post, and if the parry had have had a bit more on it, it would have ended up being a tap in for Nogler. Just think, how long till we see him getting on the score sheet today? Pinju with the clearance. Is in under the covered area where the spectators are enjoying this clash. 1-1 here. It's been a pretty even contest. And Diamond with the throw. It's a short one. And here's another chance for Kenahan. Looks to get back onto his right foot. Good change of direction. He can shoot here, Kenahan. And it's blocked. Good block there. Luke Pinju. Diamond with the cross. And again away by that North defence. Should I say Cardinals defence? So the question coming in from Lucas is asking, are these guys in State League down in Victoria? Craig can answer that question for us.
Yes, look, I'm not sure where you're from, Lucas Centeleschi, but to answer your question, yes, we got St Kevin's Old Boys in the blue. They're in State League 5 down here in Victoria, whilst the Elcho Park Cardinals play in the Geelong District League. I think they got promoted from 3 into 2 this season, so one's a State League player and one's a regional squad.
So it's good to see these sort of occasions where you have the regional associations teams playing against some of the State League clubs out of Melbourne. And Kenahan on the ball now. So St Kevin's, the boys from the East Division, State League 5 in Victoria. This is Colosimo, loads up. Just Goes wide of the left-hand upright. It's another game I know going on today over at Green Gully Reserve. It's Keilor Wolves from the state leagues in the western and northern components of Melbourne, playing against the Epsom Scorpions, who hail from the Bendigo Amateur Soccer League. So there's a few of these clashes going on around where we're seeing state league opposition from Melbourne against regional opponents, and it's very exciting, and it's a good improvement that we've got to Victorian football with the opportunity to play competitive games between some regional and some metro teams like that. Just add something a bit different.
Yeah, it's what the Cup's about, Steve. It's giving the lesser known teams an opportunity to get on the TV, and streaming as we are, and to play teams of higher leagues. I know I've had the pleasure of doing that over the last couple of years, and there's nothing better than Cup Day. I mean, coming back from the UK and having the FA Cup, growing up with the FA Cup, there's nothing better than like I say, Cup football on a Saturday. David against Goliath is always a great watch in any league.
It sure is, and it's Brad North winning the corner there. Played it against Luke Pinju, and see very late in this first half, we've gone 43.5 minutes. It's going to be the corner. The in swinger for St Kevin's Old Boys. It's gone over to the back post. It's got a lot on it.
Have a look behind.
Gam runs it down, and then he ran into trouble, and Pinju plays it out into the parking lot. Referee's called for a second match ball to fish one out from the spectators' side of the ground.
Yeah, I'm not sure how far Luke's kicked that ball, but there's a few people scarpering for the ball. I think it's gone kilometres, that one. That's probably his best touch of the game, actually.
Certainly cleared a few of those SUVs in the front row of the parking lot there. So here at Elcho Park, if you're watching from interstate, this is in the outskirts of the Geelong region in the north, outside the township of Lara. Colosimo, it's the little 1-2, looking to continue his run. This is Vlahos. He's now out wide on the left after St Kevin's were forced to substitute Quinn with that injury. And good header there, one by the number 13, Jaden Gam. It's Kenahan looking to play it out to the substitute there, Hammond. Back inside to Brad North. And it's a good touch to get it under control by Jared Casey, but the flag was up on that far side for offside. So it looks like the Cardinals will get through to half-time as we're into stoppage time in the first half. Craig, how have you seen this first half? Fairly even in your opinion as well?
Yeah, fairly even, Steve. I think it started very even, and then Cardinals got their foothold in the game and obviously scored and put the pressure on St Kevin's Old Boys. But since they scored, Kevin's have come back and equalised, and it's very much an equal game now. Obviously, the tide will turn with the wind in the second half, and it'll be interesting to see what the two coaches have to say at half time and how they come out and play in the second.
All right, last chance of the half. St Kevin's get the ball under control. Here's North, goes with a long distance strike, and it's high and wide. Just wait for the half-time whistle to go here. People are already moving inside to get first in line for the bar at the interval. And it's been a first half played in very good spirits. And it was North Geelong, should I say Elcho Park Cardinals getting on top early, scoring around that 4th and 5th minute. St Kevin's were able to equalise, and that'll do it for the first half. Out of here at Elcho Park. Thank you for joining us for this first stanza. We will be taking a short break, and please join myself, Steve Curtin, and Craig Filer for the second half of this match in the FFA Cup preliminary rounds coming up after the short break.
I remember seeing Alana in the back playground, mixed in with the boys and was just blitzing it. She's in the top class, very bright girl. playing international football, and then again when she went to the Olympics and World Cup, it really hit home how successful she's been.
Kennedy! Kennedy saves the day! Australia get their equaliser!
This area, Campbelltown's always had really good footballers. Sarah Welsh was another girl, actually tutored her when she was in primary school, and it's a massive inspiration. You know, Alana has always said if she's available she'll come, and that's the thing that kids get inspired by. And Alana, when she was here, she had an Olympian come and visit, and that was something that was key to her, she said to us. And being here in Campbelltown is great. The fact we don't have to travel, the fact that we've got world-class athletes here is just fabulous for the kids.
It's crazy that she went to our school and now she's a soccer player and we can all achieve that.
I'm really proud of her for making it to captain and to the Olympics. It's really good.
She's really good. Like, I mean, we're lucky enough to have her at our school. And sometimes she comes, she's not playing.
She was school captain for Rosemeadow. We're supporting her today. Hope that she has a good game and wins it.
We all went to that school and used to pick her up every afternoon, and she was a great kid there and very good at sport. But yeah, we grew up in Campbelltown. It's a big part of our life, and this is where we were here lots of weekends as kids, even over at the athletics track. And to be able to not just have a competitive match, but for her to wear the armband in front of her home friends and family, yeah, there's no bigger honour, and yeah, couldn't be scripted any better, I guess.
What a night it is for Alana Kennedy, captaining her country for the first time.
Just so proud, really, to see her lead them out and standing out the front there. Like, I had tears in my eyes. We got a text yesterday. We had some visitors over and suddenly I screamed and I went, whoa! Like I was so over the moon. I mean, what an honour. We've got neighbours, friends, family. They had to be here for this game. This is like a milestone in Lana's career, you know.
She's always in sport. She represented Sydney Southwest in cricket. They won the state championship cross country. First girl to represent Sydney Southwest in the AFL team. Soccer, of course, football. Whatever her big brother was doing, she tried to do as well. You know, it could be 2-0 at half time. Would have liked to have been a bit more and get the goal difference up.
3 goals in about 4 minutes for the Matildas, who are turning on the style tonight at Campbelltown.
The kids showed up in numbers and loved their little signs, so yeah, really appreciate the support. And yeah, that was me 15 years ago now, so yeah, it's pretty cool to see them here. I think sometimes, you know, they let me out of school and they're probably thinking this dream better come true because she's never at school, so it's paid off, it's worth it, so thanks for the support, appreciate it.
I'm hoping for a United win. I think there'll only be a goal in it.
3-0 to Adelaide.
2-1.
I'm backing for a back-to-back option and number 3 tonight, so go you Reds.
Hopefully they can bring the cup home.
Come on, City!
Let's go, boys!
Tonight it's all about that particular trophy as Adelaide United beat Melbourne City. Melbourne City get the 6th FFA Cup final underway.
That's all right.
Al Hassan Toure, Miliosnic in the middle. Oh, he went near post. Al Hassan Toure. What a finish. Toure all wrapped up by Delbridge, but he's got the better of him. Threads it through. Riley McGree's away. Miliosnic square. Halloran as well. It's 2 for the Reds. One hand on the FFA Cup for Adelaide United, thanks to Ben Halloran. Halloran, and a tap in, Nikola Miliosnic. The cup is staying in Adelaide, surely now. Opseth, oh, lovely ball by the Norwegian. Square is Riley McGree if they can find him. Here is McGree! The cherry on top from the boy from Gawler. Riley McGree makes it 4. Get the ribbons out. Get the red ribbons out. The cup is staying here in the city of Churches.
When we're in this sort of mood, 4-0, it's just Adelaide comes alive, and there's nothing like it.
There it is. Cup Kings indeed. The biggest ever margin of victory in an FFA Cup final. Al Hassan Toure had a night to remember.
It's unreal playing in front of friends and family, especially because I watched the game last year on TV, and it's good that I'm playing in the finals and scoring.
Let's enjoy it, lads.
I remember seeing Alana in the back playground, mixed in with the boys, and was just blitzing it. She's in the top class, very bright girl, playing international football, and then again when she went to the Olympics and World Cup, it really hit home how successful she's been.
Kennedy! Kennedy saves the day! Australia get their equaliser!
This area, Campbelltown's always had really good footballers. Sarah Welsh was another girl, actually tutored her when she was in primary school, and it's a massive inspiration. Alana has always said if she's available she'll come, and that's the thing that kids get inspired by. And Alana, when she was here, she had an Olympian come and visit, and that was something that was key to her, she said to us. And being here in Campbelltown is great. The fact we don't have to travel, the fact that we've got world-class athletes here is just fabulous for the kids.
It's crazy that she went to our school and now she's a soccer player and we can all achieve that.
I'm really proud of her for making it to captain and to the Olympics. It's really good.
She's really good. We're lucky enough to have her at our school, and sometimes she comes. She's not playing.
She was school captain for Rosemeadow. We're supporting her today. Hope that she has a good game and wins it.
We all went to that school and used to pick her up every afternoon, and she was a great kid there and very good at sport. We grew up in Campbelltown. It's a big part of our life, and this is where we were here lots of weekends as kids, even over at the athletics track. And to be able to not just have a competitive match, but for her to wear the armband in front of her home friends and family, there's no bigger honour, and couldn't be scripted any better, I guess.
What a night it is for Alana Kennedy, captaining her country for the first time.
Just so proud, really, to see her lead them out and standing out the front there.
Welcome back to the second half here at Elcho Park in this FFA Cup preliminary round qualifying game between the Elcho Park Cardinals of the Geelong Region Football Association and Men's State League 5 East team, St Kevin's Old Boys. It is 1-1 after that first half, which saw the goal in the 9th minute by North Geelong's number 9, Daniel Starcevic, after the free kick from Daniel Herseg led to chaos in the 6-yard box for St Kevin's, and then St Kevin's able to square the ledger with a fine-headed goal by Nick Keogh from a well-weighted cross from Jared Casey. So as we start the second stanza, it's 1-1. We do need a winner today, so it's all to play for in this competition where there is no tomorrows. And I believe we've had a sub for Elcho Park Cardinals at half-time, Craig.
Yeah, off the pitch has come the young right back Jack Zivic, and coming on to replace him is number 23 Tommy Krasic. Yeah, wind's picked up again, little Steve, as we were walking across at half time there. It seemed to have dropped, but it's in the last 10 minutes it's picked back up again. So it's not as bad as it was in the first half. Obviously, Elcho Park Cardinals are playing against the wind this half, and obviously St Kevin's with it. So it'll just be interesting to see how both sides settle in the first couple of minutes.
Yeah, you just sense it's going to be a really, really good second half to this match. So saying the difference between the old pre-season friendly that you might have been playing in around late Feb, early March to these games where they actually count for something, and they count for a lot because they do give you that chance to go on and progress into a tournament where you could face anyone up to NPL or even A-League opponents.
Yep, absolutely, and that's as I said earlier on, that's the magic of the cup, as they say, and it's the opportunity for David to play against Goliath, and opportunity to get on the stage with some of the big clubs.
Here's Colosimo on the ball for St Kevin's. It's drilled in low. It's away by Pinju, and it's a long ball. It came flying in. It's an exasperated looking Brad North as that one runs long, and as we can see on your picture there in the yellow goalkeeping jersey, Jake Vasilevsky, teenage goalkeeper for Elcho Park Cardinals. Made the shift across from Stead Park, the home of Geelong Soccer Club in NPL Victoria. Their senior team will be playing in the new NPL 3 this season, which will start the same week as NPL 2, which will be in a few weeks' time in March. And of course the NPL 1, if you like, has already kicked off on Thursday night. We've seen some exciting football across Victoria in the last few days. There's Vasilevsky with the long clearance. Scuffed though. This is Thomas Pinju wearing the number 88. Looking for Luke Wilson. He's out wide on the left. He's urged to take on his opponent, but he brings it inside to Salemi. And it's a good bit of defending there by Jared Casey. He was the man who made it all happen for the goal for St Kevin's, and he's doing his bit to negate the opponents there, Elcho Park Cardinals. So 1-1 here in the second half. The weather has improved. It was, as we said, thunderstorms rolled across the Geelong region here last night. But the pitch is holding up reasonably well, given the circumstances. It's had a bit of traffic on it. There was a pre-season game on here earlier. The North Geelong Warriors preparing for their NPL 2 assault. And at the moment, it's their community affiliate club, Elcho Park Cardinals, who've won the corner, taken by Luke Wilson, perhaps. We saw him with the in-swinging corners in the first half. This will be the out-swinger if he chooses to take this one. Looks like he will. He was gesturing to his teammates that maybe someone else could take it on the right foot, but he swings it on his left. It's over to the back post. It's the header. It's cleared away now, eventually. Well, he's just going to dribble out of the penalty area. This is Charlie Kenahan, and plays it out wide to the first half substitute, Hammond. Here's Hammond again. Hammond coming on for Jack Quinn, who was off injured. Jack Quinn had been a shining light in this first half before he was substituted around the half-hour mark in this match. As we say, please keep the comments coming in. We'd love to hear where you are enjoying this match from this afternoon, whether that be around Victoria, outside Victoria, some of the other states, or further afield. We have viewers getting up early in the morning to watch family members, such as father of Kiefer Gordon is watching from Scotland. This is Dale George. Good switch from him out to Diamond. This is Daniel Diamond. Goes across the halfway line. Still he goes. Salami stood up to the challenge. Here's Casey. Salami's involved again. Good second effort. Here's Kenahan. Diamond. Kenahan, he's into the area. His touch is a bit heavy though. And it's good positioning. Geelong bring the ball away. Here he goes again, Charlie Kenahan. Has to play it to Casey, flags up. That good bit of defending before Michael Radojevic in that centre half position. He's been a bit of a wall today for St Kevin's Old Boys to try and make excursions around. Vasilevsky with the resulting free kick from the offside decision. Casey. The turn. 1-2 with North. And the pass to Colosimo, well, it was partially intercepted, but Starcevic couldn't get it under control. Luckily for Casey, who'd played it back to his centre half. Well turned by North. Looking for Casey again there, but even the Jared Casey, one of the quicker players in this starting 11, is not going to make that one.
Yeah, it looks if St Kev's have started a lot brighter this half. Obviously, as I said, they've got the wind with them, but certainly started the brighter, looking to get the ball down and play pretty quickly, and looking for those balls over the top of the Cardinals' defence. Cardinals yet to get a foothold in this first half. A couple of long balls, but nothing to write home about, and just need to gather themselves now as the second half ramps up.
This is Thomas Pinju. Has to go long. The header was by Gam. And North is looking for Vlahos. Chance now. Free kick. And the Cardinals can gain some territory up the field as the yellow card is shown. Brad North, guilty party. It's taken by Herseg. Clearance by Vlahos, wasn't his best. Lost a few metres as it crossed the touchline. So next goal in this one is pivotal to see who can progress to the next round. It's going to be Nogler with the throw. He goes back to Luke Pinju. Ran into a brick wall of North twice there, and who was just booked a moment ago. Flicked on by Nogler. It was clever. Away by Jaden Gam.
Another message coming through here from the uncle of Harris, the young left back for Cardinals. Uncle Suleiman Adris is watching all the way from Singapore, so welcome to the show, Suleiman. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. and a nice little shout out for your nephew.
And we're going to see the second change now for St Kevin's Old Boys. It's going to be Peter Vlahos being withdrawn. The new player coming on is the number 11. And is Richard Smart.
One of two brothers, I think, that play for St Kevin's, and has got a pretty unique nickname as well, Steve, I think.
That's correct.
I think they call him Street, don't they? Street Smart?
I believe we've got the two Smart brothers, Street Smart and Book Smart, in the two.
Very good.
And yes, a good family feel at the club. Yes, Richard Smart and Tim Smart. Richard being nicknamed Street, and Tim being nicknamed Book. He is, of course, the club secretary. And we saw the number 5 moving up the park before, Daniel Diamond. He's actually also the club president, and he has an interesting profession as well, Craig.
Yeah, I think if memory serves me right, I think he's a sports psychologist for the AFL team Adelaide Crows. He first played for the club back in 2002. So two very different jobs for him. Certainly, I know which one I'd like.
Well, they say a lot of the game is won and lost above the shoulders. Here's Starcevic into the box though, and good save to get down low. Hang on to that one. Dale George did just that. St Kevin's look to counter. This is Salami. Thomas Pinju assesses the options. Very calm and composed, Thomas Pinju. Wilson with the head up. Goes out. As we were saying, a lot of the game can be won and lost above the shoulders, so perhaps Daniel Diamond is the man to provide the perhaps psychological and emotional support to these St Kevin's Old Boys opponents, especially if we end up going to extra time in this contest today. Be a challenge for these players early in the calendar year, early into the pre-season component of their football season. What's the key to getting the victory today, Craig, for these sides in the second part of this match?
I think you hit the nail on the head earlier on, Steve. I think second goal is key. I think whoever gets that second goal is obviously going to be in the driving seat, but it's making sure then that you keep everything tight, and it doesn't become too open as the game unfolds on like I said, on a heavy pitch. That's when players can get tired, get leggy, and when they start to switch off. And so I think an early goal now will settle everybody down. But I think the one who gets the next goal will probably go on and win it 2 or 3.
So, well, whoever does go behind, there's no point sitting back. There's no tomorrows in this competition. You can get the excitement of a goalkeeper getting thrown forward in the final minutes of this one. And we've got the dead ball specialist standing over this one. Daniel Herseg. It was his free kick that led to the opening goal for Starcevic in the 9th minute today. And Herseg plays it in. This calls for a handball, but Colosimo with a hefty clearance up the park over towards the golf course side of Elcho Park. Vasilevsky comes over to escort the ball over the touchline. A composed bit of goalkeeping from the teenager. The club was very pleased to announce his signing on social media yesterday. This is Herseg. Just a casual looking ball up the touchline. runs out for a throw to St Kevin's in front of that poodle on the far side. He's enjoying the football today. If we could get a hashtag going, Matt, perhaps dogs of the FFA Cup.
Yeah, I'm not sure what would come in if we start putting them up, Steve. I think probably better not.
Yes, yes, perhaps we won't encourage that, but we do want to hear your feedback on the Facebook comments. Let us know who you think's going to go on and get the victory and progress today. Here's Luke Wilson. He showed too much with his first touch. Here's North. Hammond. No one wanting to commit too many players forward just at the moment. No, it would be a costly time to concede a goal. 61 minutes gone in this match. So the wind picks up, and as we said earlier, that wind is coming from the south, from the Geelong City end of the ground. Or the Gibbons Road end of the ground, if you like. It's favouring the visitors, St Kevin's. It's a bit of a limp there for Jaden Gam. He's been solid in the central defensive position for St Kevin's Old Boys today, but as we said, it's pre-season and these players will begin to tire as we're seeing a substitution here, Craig, and it looks like it's going to be an inclusion into the game for Thomas Orselich. And the man going off there,
young Daniel Horsig.
So Herseg with his contribution, leading to that opening goal on 9 minutes. Good header by Diamond, as we said. Psychologist at the Adelaide Crows. It's a club with an interesting story, St Kevin's Old Boys. As we said earlier, formed by Fox Sports commentator Michael Zapponi, former alumni of the college, as they celebrate 21 years of existence this year. Here's Casey with the cross. He was right on the byline, and the bouncing ball and the wind combined to see that one run out a little bit too long, and the herd of players around the top of the 6-yard box to just watch that one sail out and jog back to their position. So the players will be tiring. It is February, it's early in the year.
Actually doesn't feel like February, it feels like July, if I'm honest. It's cold, wet, the wind's coming in from the south here now. It's really picked up in the last 10 minutes, and it certainly doesn't feel like a summer afternoon for sure.
Here's Casey now looking to get another cross in. It's come off the back of Salemi, and it's going to be a corner. So a chance for the big men such as Jaden Gam to come forward for St Kevin's Old Boys. We've got potential for a short corner here. Got Jared Casey standing over it alongside, and it's swung into the 6-yard box, and it was a good header, and it just flew past the upright, so a real warning shot there for St Kevin's Old Boys, and a good executed set piece. The corner came in from the goal scorer Nick Keogh, and it was met firmly by Diamond. It's wide. Good chance though, Craig.
Yeah, good chance. Another good chance for them. I said it's going to be it's with the wind as it is. I think it's going to be mostly St Kevin's, and they're certainly going to be putting pressure on the Cardinals every time they attack with the wind. Cardinals just need to be organised and try and catch St Kevin's on the break, I think.
This is North playing it in to Kenahan, and big chance for Keogh, but he can't get on the end of it. Just from our commentary position for just a second there, you thought he was fancy to get there first, but it was good positioning from Jake Vasilevsky, the young keeper, coming out to get it. Here's Kenahan again looking to skip past his opponent. But good bit of defending there. Thomas Pinjar.
Updates in some of the other scores around the state, Steve. Full time at Howard Glover down here in Geelong, where Barwin defeated Rosebud 3-2, and another Geelong side in Breakwater Eagles lost 2-1 to Deakin Ducks. Harry Scott equalises there with about 15 minutes to go to send Deakin through.
So a bit of excitement around the Geelong area in the FFA Cup preliminary round today. In those fixtures, there's many other games going on around Victoria in this preliminary round. If you're at one of the games or you know the score, please feel free to share that with us in the comments. Big hello to Josip Zilic, who's enjoying the coverage, man who does so much good work around the club here. North Geelong Warriors and Elcho Park Cardinals. And very passionate about youth football development, young players. Speaking of young players, is the ball played forward by Vasilevsky. In the middle of the park is Luke Pinjar. Pinjar with the header again. And it's just turned into a bit of a pinball game as these players are just starting to tire now that we've gone over an hour. But here's the first half substitute. It's Hammond. He needs to get it under control. He's got back onto his right. He looks to shoot. It's blocked away though by Radojevic. And here's the chance to blast by Kenahan.
Yeah, thought Hammond could have gone, got his head down there and run at the full back and got to the blind line to pull it back. He sort of seemed as if he was in two minds of what he needed to do, but certainly when the ball broke through to him, I thought it was an opportunity for them, but it broke down, and it's a goal kick to the Cardinals.
Another comment from Josip Zilic. A little more pressure required on the shorter passing of St Kevin's is required by the Cardinals. So, yeah, wouldn't disagree with that one. Here goes Colosimo. Josh Colosimo running out of room, but he's been good at the heart of the defence for St Kevin's Old Boys today. Here's Luke Wilson. Looks to get the cross in, and it's just been saved by Dale George from running out for a corner. Dale George looking to play it long again. He's aiming for the corner. This is Radojevic reading the game well again, as he's done all day, using all of his experience. Here's Casey. Needs to get under control. He turns away from Pinjar. And this is North again. Looks to slide it through for Casey. Casey's in the area. Good spell here from St Kevin's Old Boys. A lot of gestures coming towards the bench at the moment, Craig.
Yeah, I think they're looking to make us a few changes here. I think there's some tired bodies out there now. They're not, they won't be used to playing at this level. The Cardinals, some older heads in there that are well into their 30s, and yeah, I think it's probably time for a change now and get some fresh legs on.
Keogh with the corner towards the top of the 6-yard box, and it's bundled into the goal. And the goal scorer there is the big man, the big centre half. It is Jaden Gam. And it's 2-1. Visitors take the lead. Gam is very happy with himself with that header. It was a delightful corner. And Gam went bang.
Yeah, it's another good ball in. We saw it in the first half from the Cardinals, where they just whipped the ball in with a left peg and got it into that danger area, and that's all they did, and causes some confusion with the goalkeeper. And 2-1 to St Kevin's. As I said earlier on, it's been coming. They've been the far better side in this second half, and you know, Cardinals do need to put some pressure on their midfield. They're having too much time on the ball, and Cardinals are St Kevin's are just having the opportunity just to play the ball around in midfield, which is not what the Cardinals want.
Just confirming a change has just taken place after that goal. It's Luke Pinjar It's been replaced by Liam Sarich for Elcho Park Cardinals. Sarich is wearing the number 8 jersey, and looks like he's slotting into a more advanced position, so the Cardinals will look to throw men further forward, and they will need to chase this lead now with under 20 minutes to go plus stoppage time. And here is Sarich on the ball now. It's another one of the substitutes, Orsalic, number 11. Sarich contesting the ball there with Kenahan. This is Thomas Pinjar, way back to Radojevic, using the full width of Elcho Park. And Hammond wins the ball back.
Yeah, there's a prime example there. Sorry, Steve, to cut you off. There's a prime example there where the midfield is not almost non-existent now for Cardinals. And the St. Kevin's are just able to play those balls in.
Yes, I think Josip Zilic hit the nail on the head there with what he was saying in the comment section. Please feel free to keep those comments coming in. And as always in the FFA Cup, the hashtags are FFA Cup and Magic of the Cup. It's not too late to see some magic still occur here. The home side look to claw their way back. Jaden Gam with that decisive moment, or it could be a decisive moment, at the moment at least. The visitors, St. Kevin's Old Boys, 2-1. It's a big collision there, but play's been waved on. And it is Charlie Kenahan who puts the ball out. So we've got an injury situation, but it looks like, as you see quite often this time in the year, Craig, it looks like it might be a case of cramp.
Yeah, it's cramp. It's a fitness thing. It's why these games are important early on, Steve, so you can get into the tempo of what realistic matches are like ready for the season. So that'll just be a bit of cramp, and you'll either run it off or you'll be taken off, one of them.
That's right. Well, we're running out of substitutes now. We see Luke Wilson coming over to fetch a drink and have a chat to his manager, Ahmed Salemi. How sort of humid weather we've had this week. I even woke up the other morning with the cramp in my calf myself. Unlike this situation, I had no one else there to help me stretch it out, which was quite painful for a few moments, Craig.
Yeah, it's not nice. It's not nice. Not enough salt in your water, Steve. Not enough salt. You need to get some salt in your body, mate.
That's right. So we'll have to look for a more Mediterranean diet, perhaps a few more olives in the
chips, salt and vinegar. It's perfect.
Yeah. And we've got the full squad of players for St. Kevin's Old Boys. They're coming over for some tactical advice and then taking on some water. This turns out to be an extended break. It's almost like we've seen in some of the hot weather games in the A-League, where we've seen a drinks break with all players coming over for a moment. Very similar to that.
Yeah, the hot games, that seems like an eternity ago, Steve. I can't remember since coming to Australia that we've had a summer quite as mixed as we have this year. It's one day it's 41 and the next it's down to 19 and rain and thunder and flooding everywhere. It's unbelievable.
It has been, and it was only a couple of weeks ago, watching on TV that game in the Hunter Valley up at Newcastle Western United, the club who represent this region that we're in now in the A-League, against the Jets playing in a 5 p.m. kickoff in 35 degrees. 2 drinks breaks each half. As Radojevic plays that one long. This is Josh Colosimo. St. Kevin's Old Boys hold all the aces now. And Diamond's touch is heavy, so a chance for the Cardinals to push on. Salami can take the throw quickly. It's for Wilson. Wilson gets it under control. He's got pressure from Diamond. Another throw from Wilson, working into the area. Radojevic with the touch. Thomas Pinjar. Back to Vasilevsky. Looks to switch the play. Vasilevsky plays it long. Chance for Wilson to turn and take on the St. Kevin's defence. Plays in Salami. Away by that St. Kevin's defence. Dojovic. This is Casey. Kenahan has to play it out wide. Richard Smart. Richard Smart channeling the 90s with the hairdo today. Hello to Marco, who says expect 20 minutes of cramp stoppages. Wouldn't disagree with that. Not that the players would want 20 minutes added on to this second half.
No, they're becoming very leggy out there now. It's said it's a very tough pitch when it's wet down here at Elcho Park, and whilst it's in very good condition, obviously the rain we've had over the last 24 hours has put a bit of pressure on the pitch, but they are young kids, the Elcho Park Cardinals, whilst the St Kevin's Old Boys are a little bit older, but certainly they look the fresher side at the moment. They look as if they want to get on the ball and knock the ball around and try and create those opportunities, and Elcho Park are just struggling a little bit.
Here's Casey on the ball, looks to play a little reverse pass. Ball played across the area by Smart. It's Tommy Krasic, the half-time substitute. See another change here, St Kevin's Old Boys. Be number 8's Henry Waters. St Kevin's Old Boys managed by footballing legend and royalty Jimmy Rooney. There's a bit of confusion as to who's actually leaving the pitch here. What we do know is Henry Waters is coming on. And the man being replaced is the first goal scorer for St Kevin's Old Boys, Nick Keogh. Scored that fine-headed goal, Craig. Like you in your younger days, perhaps?
Yeah, up like a Sam. Yeah, up like a Sam and me, back in my old days. But no, he's put a good shift in. Scored the first goal. And as I said, I think it's time for some fresh legs on there now, just to try and shore that midfield up, making sure that Elcho Park don't get back into this through the midfield, and try and drag the game out now with about 20 minutes left.
Chance for Sarich now. Gets cross in on the left peg. Gone behind. There's no deflection, so it will be a goal kick. As we were saying, the player just substituted, Nick Keogh, also swung in the corner, which was met by Jaden Gam for that goal, which was the go-ahead goal, which sees St Kevin's Old Boys leading 2-1. Got a score from Harry Harvey, Castlemaine Goldfields, leading Breakwater Eagles 2-1. I remember playing some games against Castlemaine myself back in my younger days in Bendigo. I used to have a checkered flag strip back in the day. I believe they've got some green and gold added into that one now. Good to see them competing on this stage and competing well. Orsulich looking to play in Sarich, and the flag was slightly delayed by a moment, then it went up on the far side. The assistant's Gordon Wang. Felt that Sarich didn't time his run correctly.
Do apologise if anybody hears any language off the side. We are very close to the technical areas here, guys, so if you have heard, we do apologise, and we'll try and dim that down if we can, but please accept our apologies.
It's the intensity in the voices of the staff on the dugout. It shows you how serious these two squads are about this match today. This is no friendly kickabout. This is the preliminary rounds of the FFA Cup. It's Luke Wilson now on the ball. He's looking for options. could see he raised his arms in a little bit of frustration there. He just wasn't getting a lot of support close enough to him. And we've got information that Deacon's match is going to penalties, Craig.
Yeah, it looks like it. And we had a text come through to say that they lost. Deacon had won 2-1 earlier on, but had another one to come through now to say that it's going to penalties. So I'm not sure which one's right. And in the other game in the Geelong district, Lara are now 5-2 on the 80th minute back with Sam Volp scoring.
Strong header by Colosimo. Salami has got space to turn and assess his options as he moves the ball into the St Kevin's half of the field. The pass was behind Starcevic. He was the man who was down with cramp before, and you can see he looks a little bit like a spent force at the moment. He was been a live wire for them for most of this game. But the discomfort on his face is looking fairly visible, Craig.
Yeah, and I think he's struggling to get back into the midfield, and that's where Cardinals are losing it at the moment. There's a big hole in the middle of the park which they need to organise, and as I said, St Kevin's are just getting on the ball a little bit too much in the middle of the park here.
Up the field by Radojevic. He's headed back away by Kiefer Gordon. This is Hammond. He's gone to ground. Oh, the whistle was so delayed there that I was about to say a little too easily, according to the official, but the free kick has been given, and it's a good position for St Kevin's Old Boys. They have been dangerous from set pieces, as we have seen, with the big man Jaden Gam going forward into the penalty area now.
Yeah, let's see if they learn from the last ball that was put in, which resulted in Gam putting his head on it and sticking it into the corner. So I would imagine it's going to be the same sort of ball, hard and low into that box. Cardinals need to attack this, and there we go again, a free head at the back again.
Yes, that time Daniel Diamond was unmarked, and we've seen him on the end of the set piece earlier as well that was wide, and that time that just flew over his head, but if that had been an inch or so lower, he would have looked favourite to have buried that one and given St Kevin's Old Boys an unassailable lead. As it stands, Elcho Park Cardinals are still right in this, but they need to get the ball up the park and they need to maintain a bit more possession. Here's Wilson taking on Smart. It's a good effort by Wilson. He had his shirt pulled. Luke Wilson is one of the players whose fitness has come to the fore for the Cardinals in the latter stages of this match. Some of his teammates have tired a bit more. And Thomas Pinjar is going to take this free kick. It's drilled in to around the D of the penalty area. It's flicked on. Starcevic was there, but it was well cleared away. Brad North was first to the fall of the ball. And here's Sarich. And Starcevic plays the ball in for Nogla. Nogla blasts it across the area. He's over the crossbar. That's better from the Cardinals, though. Looking very animated on the bench at the moment.
Yeah, things heating up here on the touchline. Obviously, the Cardinals are trying to get back into this, and they're trying to encourage the players to be a little bit quicker and the ball boys to be a little bit quicker and get the ball in. And of course, St Kevin's are taking the time with everything as you would. Just over 4.5 minutes plus injury time.
That's right, and we will do our best to inform how much injury time will be added on at the end of the 90. But there's been a number of substitutions and one goal in the second half, so you would fancy we should be looking at least another four minutes at the end of the 90. At the moment, Elcho Park Cardinals Need as much time as they can get. Now here's Sarich. He's bringing the ball over the halfway line. He's got Wilson in support. And the ball just spilled loose there after the tackle from Jaden Gam. Wilson nearly got onto it by accident in effect. Luck wasn't a fortune in the end.
Yeah, you could see there when they broke that there was nobody up there to support Sarich as he was making the run forward. And as I said, it comes down to match fitness and tiredness now as with the young Cardinal squad. They're just not at the pace of Kevin's old boys, and like I said, they're a lot younger. You'd expect them to have a little bit more stamina, but look, they've done okay. Last 8 or 9 minutes they've come into it, and I think 4 or 5 minutes to go. They're still in this. Just keep it tight to the back, and hopefully you get 1 or 2 more opportunities.
So we're saying it's been a good shift by St Kevin's. They are without a couple of key players. The leading goal scorer last season was Billy Leolios, 7 goals. He's not involved, but they were counting on perhaps Cameron Payne, and brother, you guessed it, brother of Connor. And he had scored 4 goals last season. He's out with a knee injury today. And also Andrew Feheravi. He's off in Argentina, backpacking up a mountain. Colosimo with the free kick, and it's harmless. Here's Radojevic looking to go past Henry Waters. What can the Cardinals do to get back into this one, Craig?
Score.
You heard it here first.
They got 2 or 3 minutes and plus injury time to really force it into extra time and regroup and start again. But at the moment, I have to say they don't look like scoring. Although they're putting a little bit more pressure on St Kevin's now, and as we know, it only takes one opportunity, one mistake, and it could open a goal scoring opportunity.
That's right. If they do keep pushing, the chance will present itself at some point in the final few minutes. If they were able to score, they would carry that momentum into the extra time period. Here's Wilson keeping the ball in. It's right on the line, but his cross goes straight to the waiting arms of Dale George. He's grateful to clutch that one to his chest.
Yeah, did well Wilson there to keep the ball in play, and unfortunately the ball wasn't quite good enough into the box and into the goalkeeper's arms. Wasted a couple more seconds for St Kevin's old boys, and the ball's pumped up, and they're now on the ascendancy. Great defending.
Yes, Radojevic has
4v3. If the right ball's on, he's offside there. Yeah, he was offside.
It's a good opportunity there for the Cardinals, and if only Sarich had have been maybe a metre or so further back.
Yeah, he was offside.
But the defence was a fraction stretch there for St Kevin's, which is surprising because they've been sitting on this lead fairly well. But when the chance comes for a forward 4A, they can't resist going ahead and trying to finish it off.
Yeah, poor forward play there. Should have held his line. There was 4v2 at the back for St Kevin's, but unfortunately offside by Sarich, and another couple of seconds wasted by St Kevin's.
Certainly has been a live wire, Liam Sarich, since entering the field late in the second half. Now here's the long diagonal ball looking for Jared Casey. He's been playing a key role for St Kevin's. Old boys on the right hand side all afternoon. And we've lost that ball into the golf course here.
Yes,
Elcho Park.
A substitute Leg Pinju's just done a big run to get out of the woods behind us, but
that'll be his cool down, I think.
Yeah, that's the most run he's done all game. But, he's good, and we're just approaching the 90-minute mark. Just waiting to see how long we've got of the added time by the referee, but hopefully there's one One more attack in it for Cardinals.
This is Radojevic playing it forward, cut out by Colosimo. He's got a little bit of time to bring the ball forward. His pass has ended up going straight back towards Radojevic. And Nogla with the ball inside. There's a bit of an arm wrestle there. Yeah. And Wilson had put his arm around the shoulder of Casey. And as we say, the match has been played in very good spirits, and both of those boys are smiling.
Perhaps not now.
And Wilson's been shown the yellow card.
Yeah, I think this will be pumped up into the corners, I think, and try and waste a couple more seconds in that. Yep, as exactly as you said, it's into the corner. And throw into St. Kevin's. Referee looks at his whistle. Well, no, he doesn't. He looks at his watch even. I'm not sure how many minutes he's got left to play, but it can't be long now. We're in the 93rd minute of the game.
So time running out for the Cardinals. Wilson takes the throw quickly down the line. It's repelled by that St. Kevin's defence. It's a chance there in the middle of the park. It's Paleka. He's been good today. Back to the other experienced player in the team, Radojevic. Good bit of skill there from Hammond. Sold the dummy. He's got no support, so he's going to have to just come laterally. Little 1-2 there with Kenahan. And good bit of poise there from Hammond. It's Diamond looking to draw the opponent, and in the end succeeds in winning the throw. Getting into last roll of the dice stuff here now for Elcho Park. Casey plays it across, and now we've got a chance for Vasilevsky to play it long up the field.
Yeah, referee looks at his watch again. I think we are in the final throws now. Could be any second. Still one more chance, maybe. They need to get the ball up the pitch as quick as they can.
This is Radojevic. He was looking for Orsulic, but didn't find him. And this is Tommy Krasic coming across the halfway line. Where he wants to be, though, is the byline, whipping the ball in. The Cardinals just can't quite obtain the meterage at the moment. Headed by Saric. This is Paleka. He's been good in midfield today. One of the examples of one of the older boys in the squad who's run out the 90 better than some of the younger ones even. This is Starcevic looking to hold it up, so maybe last chance here.
And that is the last chance, Steve.
And that is indeed the last chance, so Elcho Park Cardinals slump to the ground as they bow out of the FFA Cup, and St. Kevin's old boys of State League 5 East in Melbourne have had an enjoyable hit out and road trip that's seen them win this one 2-1, and a match played in very good spirits here at Elcho Park. How did you see things, Craig?
Yeah, look, on the grand scheme of things, St. Kevin's were probably the better side. Great experience for the for Elcho Park Cardinals, remembering they play in the Geelong District Sunday League, so great experience for them to be in the FFA Cup and also be on a stream game, live stream game. So great experience for them, one they can take into the season. But St. Kevin's certainly showed their experience, and for me deserved the win.
So just to recap there, as we sum up this game, it was the early goal by Starcevic, which was set up for the free kick by Herseg, which saw Elcho Park Cardinals take the lead on 9 minutes in this one. A great start for the Geelong Region Football Association Division 3 Grand Final winners of last season. And then after that, it was later in the second half, Keogh with a fine header off the cross by Casey from the right flank, and then after half-time it was Gam nodding in Keogh's corner kick, and that was the decisive goal in this one. And St. Kevin's will go on into the next round of the competition. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon at Elcho Park for this match, and we hope you've had an enjoyable time viewing it. My name is Steve Curtin, alongside me Craig Filer, and until next time, we wish you a good afternoon and a good evening. Thanks for joining us.
I remember seeing Alana in the back playground, mixed in with the boys, and was just blitzing it. She was in the top class, very bright girl, playing international football, and then again when she went to the Olympics and World Cup, it really hit home how successful she'd been.
Kennedy! Kennedy saves the day! Australia get their equaliser!
This area, Campbelltown's always had really good footballers. Sarah Welsh was another girl, actually tutored her when she was in primary school, and it's a massive inspiration. You know, Alana has always said if she's available, she'll come, and that's the thing that kids get inspired by. And Alana, when she was here, she had an Olympian come and visit, and that was something that was key to her, she said to us. And being here in Campbelltown is great. The fact we don't have to travel, the fact that we've got world-class athletes here is just fabulous for the kids.
It's crazy that she went to our school and now she's a soccer player and we can all achieve that.
I'm really proud of her for making it to captain and to the Olympics. It's really good.
She's really good. Like, I mean, we're lucky enough to have her at our school. And sometimes she comes, she's not playing.
She was school captain for Rosemeadow. We're supporting her today. Hope that she has a good game and wins it.
We all went to that school and used to pick her up every afternoon, and she was a great kid there and very good at sport. But yeah, we grew up in Campbelltown. It's a big part of our life, and this is where we were here lots of weekends as kids, even over at the athletics track. And to be able to not just have a competitive match, but for her to wear the armband in front of her home friends and family, yeah, there's no bigger honour, and yeah, couldn't be scripted any better, I guess.
What a night it is for Alana Kennedy, captaining her country for the first time.
Just so proud, really, to see her lead them out and standing out the front there. Like, I had tears in my eyes. We got a text yesterday. We had some visitors over and suddenly I screamed and I went, whoa! Like I was so over the moon. I mean, what an honour. We've got neighbours, friends, family. They had to be here for this game. This is like a milestone in Alana's career, you know.
She's always in sport. She represented Sydney Southwest in cricket. They won the state championship. Cross country, first girl to represent Sydney Southwest in the AFL team. Soccer, of course, football. Whatever her big brother was doing, she tried to do as well. To be 2-0 up at half time, would have liked to have been a bit more and get the goal difference up.
3 goals in about 4 minutes for the Matildas, who are turning on the style tonight at Campbelltown.
The kids showed up in numbers and loved their little signs, so yeah, really appreciate the support. And yeah, that was me 15 years ago now, so yeah, it's pretty cool to see them here. I think sometimes, you know, they let me out of school and they're probably thinking this dream better come true because she's never at school, so it's paid off, it's worth it, so thanks for the support, appreciate it.
I'm hoping for a United win. I think there'll only be a goal in it.
3-0 to Adelaide.
2-1.
I'm backing for a back-to-back option and number 3 tonight, so go you Reds.
Hopefully they can bring the cup home.
Come on, City!
Let's go, boys!
Tonight it's all about that particular trophy as Adelaide United beat Melbourne City. Melbourne City get the 6th FFA Cup final underway.
That's all right.
Al Hassan Toure, Miliusnic in the middle. Oh, he went near post. Al Hassan Toure. What a finish. Toure, all wrapped up by Delbridge, but he's got the better of him. Threads it through. Riley McGree's away. Miliusnik's square. Halloran as well. It's 2 for the Reds. One hand on the FFA Cup for Adelaide United, thanks to Ben Halloran. Halloran and a tap in. Nikola Miliusnik. The cup is staying in Adelaide, surely now. Opseth, lovely ball by the Norwegian. Square is Riley McGree if they can find him. Here is McGree! The cherry on top from the boy from Gawler. Riley McGree makes it 4. Get the ribbons out. Get the red ribbons out. The cup is staying here in the city of Churches.
When we're in this sort of mood, 4-0, it's just Adelaide comes alive, and there's nothing like it.
There it is, Cup Kings indeed. The biggest ever margin of victory in an FFA Cup final. Al Hassan Toure had a night to remember.
It's unreal playing in front of friends and family, especially because I watched the game last year on TV, and it's good that I'm playing in the finals and scoring.
Let's enjoy it, lads. Come on!
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide United are winners!
Ford into the box. Ford's low shot, and she scores. That's all on her own. Nice move by Rapinoe, then a shot. What a goal by Rapinoe! Lays it through now for Australia. Chloe Lagarzo. Rapinoe. Header is in. It's in.
The Matildas are waltzing into history tonight.
The Socceroos are up and running on the road to Qatar. It was comfortable enough. Next up, Nepal in Canberra in a month.
The boys have still got a game to play at Clubland. A lot of them don't fly out till Sunday night. That they won't arrive till late Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and we play Thursday. So this first game especially will be, we need to look at the arrival times of players, and players that arrive earlier will be ready.
Yeah, good, thanks. Yeah. Obviously, first time in Australia. Long flight, and arrived yesterday morning. Met with some of the boys and all the staff. Yeah, I'm just really delighted to be here and focus on the game now.
No, he's lived over in the UK his whole life. Even as a kid, he had posters in his room of the Socceroo boys at the 2006 World Cup and those type of things. So he's been an Australian football fan for all of his junior life, and it's a great occasion for Harry, and for him to do it here in Australia on home soil is fantastic.
I think that it's a culture that everyone loves coming to camp. Everyone's here with a smile on their face, and enjoy their work first and foremost. But it's a good opportunity now to get 2 games and hopefully get 6 points. I think that's important as well for the fans to mix in with the players. Obviously, we had a few activities with them. It was good to listen to and talk to them. I was speaking to some people. Their families were from Scotland, and we were just speaking about that. So no, it was good.
Definitely, it's always a great pleasure to come back on home soil and play in front of our own fans. We don't get to do it so often, and it's been a while since we've been here in Canberra. So looking forward to getting out there and taking in the atmosphere. Working hard to try qualify for the next World Cup in Qatar as quickly as and smoothly as possible. And obviously we do that by winning as many consecutive games as we can. And I'm just focused on that at the minute, and we got off to a good start and looking forward to build on that.
The winner of the PFA Footballer of the Year goes to Matt Ryan.
It's trying to stick with the cliches, but it's always obviously extra special to be voted by your peers and receive an award like this. So cheers, boys.
It's been 1 year since the Socceroos have played in this country, and all the boys are always, very, very keen to play in front of their families, their friends and fans of Australia. So tomorrow night is a great opportunity for them to show that.
You know, obviously the most important thing is to win the game, to get the 3 points, but more than anything as well as the quality of the game. And we feel that we have an obligation to entertain the crowd that's going to come to the game tonight.
They're believing. You can see they're believing in what we're doing, and you know, I think everyone would agree that technically, tactically and physically we are probably stronger, and we are. But the mental side of it is about attitude, and with these type of games it's all about attitude and making sure that we are on our game mentally, and if we do that, I expect a great performance and a great result.
We all know the challenges when most of the players have to travel quite a bit of distance to get here, but they're all in good shape. We've had a few good training sessions where I thought the boys looked really sharp, so I can't wait to see them perform tonight.
It is the 50th Asian World Cup qualifier since Australia joined AFC back in 2006. Australia getting the ball rolling, a first ever meeting between Australia and Nepal. And perhaps fitting to say that the country that is home to Everest has a rather large mountain to climb tonight.
This is going to be a night for mountain range analogies, but it's a great night for Australia hosting Nepal.
Looking to get on the end of Moyes' free kick. He goes along the ground. Craig Goodwin drives it low. It's in now. Jamie McLaren. It's taken a touch over 5 minutes. And the Melbourne City striker has just his second international goal. Good first touch. Took him clear of the defender. Lead back heel by Irvine. Into the box by Bajic. Ryan Grant back close. It's 2. And it's a double for Jamie McLaren. Couldn't miss from there, really. Harry Souttar got on the end of the last corner delivery from Goodwin on this side. Let's see if he can do so again. He does. He scored on international debut. Harry Souttar. Remember the name from Fleetwood Town. And his mum Heather, born in WA, will be super proud at this very moment. Aaron Moy to hang it up. Souttar, oh, deflected in. It is a 4th goal this time. It's got in off Dinis Razbansi, and it's on debut.
You know, it's a dream come true, and concentrating for the game. I was just on about a clean sheet. Just get a clean sheet and let the strikers do the rest. So you know, I'm absolutely thrilled to get the 2 goals, and importantly the win as well.
Off the chest of Irvine, McLaren, is this the hat-trick? It is! The first Australian to score a hat-trick in almost 2 years since Miller Jedinak netted 3 against Honduras in that World Cup playoff. And it's a night to remember for Jamie McLaren.
Probably the proudest moment on a football pitch, if I'm honest. Playing for your country is the pinnacle, but as a striker to come off with both an appearance and a hat-trick, it's an amazing feeling. And obviously it's thanks to my teammates and the manager for putting a amount of faith and the boys for putting them on a plate.
It is the perfect start in terms of results to qualifying. 2 wins from 2, and now on to Chinese Taipei next week.